What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well out there today. I know I am because I just finished version 2.0 of my Abloy Distiltainer pick, and I am pretty stinking happy with it. I thought I'd get on YouTube here and show it off to you guys, share some of my experiences building it, and maybe help you guys from making some of the same mistakes I made along the way. Hopefully this video will help someone out there. I can't go much further without first thanking Daz Evers for his video that he made on his awesome multi-function distiltainer pick that does, pretty much every kind of distiltainer you could think of. So thank you, Daz Evers, for making that video and getting me started on my journey and getting my first Abloy open. With that said, yeah, let's dive in here a little bit. First off, get some specs out of the way. This is about a 4-inch. Where did I put it? The tensioner part is a 4-inch 4mm shaft, 8mm head ejector pin I got off of Amazon. I'll leave links in the show notes for all of the material that I mentioned in case you guys are interested in making your own. So yeah, the tensioning part is made out of a 4mm injector. What I did was start off by grinding it half of the shaft. How far down did I go? Not much. Yeah, a little over an inch, about an inch and an eighth down the shaft. Doesn't have to be exact, but you get the idea. So yeah, halved it about an inch and an eighth way down, and then the shaft part I took off another half. So basically the shaft part, all that's left is 1/4 of it, which you kind of have to play with the Abloy lock to figure out how much more you need to take off, which kind of brings me to another piece of advice here. Buy yourself a couple cheap Abloy locks off of eBay, Abloy cam locks. They're really easy to turn into see-through practice locks. This way you can kind of start working on your tensioner and your pick, and you got the hole right there, so you can see, okay, it's starting to fit in there just fine. Sorry, shaking out the camera. Or I need to take off more, because I did end up, after you take off half of it, on the back side you have to take off some too, because there's just a little bit left. You can see the difference between the back side of that versus that. If I can get it to focus. Sorry for my fumbling. Come on. So yeah, get yourself a cam lock, and that way you can kind of test fit it as you go to see how it works. And once you get that all figured out, you can put it down in there. Come on. And then see how that bottom disc is the tensioning part. That's all it's affecting, and that's what you want. And then later on, when you're filing down your actual pick, you can go in there and make sure that it'll rotate between the discs without touching anything, without moving anything, and then it actually rotates the discs far enough. And then, man, this thing is extra crunchy today. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But anyways, so yeah, get yourself a cam lock, test fit it as you go. Make small modifications. Don't get too crazy with the grinder as you go on, otherwise you might have to start over again. I know I did a few times. So yeah, that pretty much covers, well, one other thing. For For the tensioner, I don't know if it helps, but I think it did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. On the back side of the tensioner, come on. This is not the right one. Where is my... Sorry, guys. Bear with me here. No, that is not it. That is it. Okay. I felt that because the tensioner is under constant torque, that it would be a good idea to file out a flat spot to keep it from rotating while it's under pressure or torque or however you want to say it. So that's one little trick that I did. I didn't do that for the pick side. It seems to work just fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the tensioner. The pick itself, I think Daz goes over a lot better specs than I have here. It's basically just 1 inch. But yeah, you can see it's pretty close to the same dimensions as the gap on the tensioner. The shaft itself is 1 mil, and then the thickness of the picking arms, I guess you would call them, those are 0.4 mil. And yes, I am going back and forth between standard and metric. That's one thing I've had to do in this project is I haven't been able to find everything in standard or everything in metric, so just kind of having to use Google conversion tables and figure out what's close to what. So yeah, tensioner's done. Pick itself, I first tried stainless steel tubing, but once you get it down this thin, it just bends all over the place. It doesn't break, but it's just so soft once you get this thin that it's not worth it. This is actually some 1/4 inch OD chromoly tubing that I found on eBay. The inside diameter is just a hair smaller than 2 mil, so that's where I had to get this drill bit. This is a drill bit I found in the tap and die section of my local hardware store. You see it's 0.160, whatever that means. It equates to 4.09 millimeters, which gives you just a little extra bit of room that you need, because if something is exactly 4 mils OD, you're not going to get it to fit inside of a exact 4 mil ID tube. That's called a friction fit, and if you did get it in there, you wouldn't be getting it back out. So you have to have a little extra play. So yeah, chromoly tubing, drill bit to drill a hole for the 4 mil injector pan, covered the back piece, and you'll notice on the handle parts that it's actually made out of 2 pieces. That's because this was material I originally bought to try to duplicate the Daz Evers picks. But all I really wanted it for was classics, Abloy classics. So in hindsight and learning, if I had it all over to do again, I'd probably get this diameter, which is 19 millimeter, but I'd get it in bar stock and just drill 1/4 inch holes all the way through it for my picking tip. Other than that, set screws that I used are 6/32. Just make sure you get as long as you can without it sticking out, because you want as much threads in contact with that aluminum to give yourself less chance of accidentally stripping out those soft threads. Besides that, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but if you don't have a drill press, get something cheap. I don't have a drill press either, but I found a cheap, what was it, like $20-$30 Chinese one off of Amazon that basically you use your quarter drill, it clamps in it, and then you can use that as a drill press. And obviously it's still not 100% perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better than the first time I tried to eyeball it. So yeah, I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. I'm always around and be more than happy to help any way I can. But I think that is going to do it, guys. So thanks for watching, and you guys have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye.